My mic is muted, and now we start. It wouldn't be an LJ stream without that, right? Welcome, everyone, to a lovely Wednesday evening. The Eagles schedule has just been released. I never know what time it's going to come. All right, I thought normally I stream around 7 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But today I thought, let's shake things up. Let's delay it 1 hour. We can go over the new schedule together, maybe have some predictions, go over potential like trap games, must-win games, that sort of thing, and see how it all pans out. Now, I've not looked at it yet. I just know that the Eagles have launched it about 10 seconds ago. I got the notification on my phone. So we're going to get through it. I'm not normally someone that will sit there looking for leaks. As someone that runs a news site, the NFL schedule leaks to me is a waste of time. I don't get why it's an event that gets its own TV show at 8 p.m. and then all of it is just confirming what gets leaked out 10 minutes before or 10 hours before. It does me head in. So we're doing it now. We've got Brian over at PSN, host of Flipping the Birds. He's writing the article for the Eagles schedule reveal. So I have a full breakdown on that coming out very shortly. But let's go over it together. It's Sour Time Philly. What's up, man? I've been good. Like I said, if you're new to this stream, we've been deviating away from the like video format and more into live streams just because it's obviously less work editing and that sort of thing. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday around 7 p.m. Eastern is where I'll be talking birds all throughout the year. Hopefully we'll see you in a few streams to catch up, talk some birds and have some post-game therapy sessions if we need them. Let me just get the window. All right, so let me share this then. So the schedule has officially been released. This is the thing here. Right, so I'll get to your question soon, but let's just get through this then. So this is the Eagles schedule for 2024. Can we all see that all right, or is it a bit small? Maybe I'll launch it in a bit. Can I zoom in? That's really not helping, is it? That's really not helping. That has made that infinitely worse. All right, that's going to have to do, I think, as long as we can see it. So, hey, what's up, Yosef? Nice to see you, man. Glad you're enjoying the show. What a stunning young man you are. Yeah, so let's get cooking. If we go into number one, obviously we start in Brazil against Green Bay. That one we knew a long time ago. There's still mixed thoughts on that game. You know, the fact that the first game of the season is on the road in Sao Paulo. It's not exactly a comfortable environment for the Eagles. But regardless, you get green on green in a country of green at the Sao Paulo football stadium. It's going to be good vibes and, you know, it should be fun. So it should be a win for the Eagles. But there's nothing really too notable about that game. Jordan Love's an all right quarterback. Green Bay has had an all right offseason. The Eagles are by far the better team, and it's going to be an interest. Right, click open image in new tab. Kemp, you're a genius. You are a genius. Where is that button? Because there it is. Let's try that then. See, now you've broken it, Kemp. Now you've broken it. Now everyone's annoyed. Hope you're happy. There we go. All right. So that's better. He's fixed it. All right, week 2. Monday Night Football. So it takes exactly 1 week for the Eagles to get a primetime bout. They will be at home against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the big thing with that, primetime Kirk Cousins. I almost said Matt Ryan then, but primetime Kirk Cousins, like, you can't ask for much more than that. All right, at home, first game of the season, you know, at the link to go against someone like Kirk Cousins. It is a dream scenario. The Eagles should be winning that, realistically. They should be 2-0 by this. We'll go back and do full predictions and stuff, but realistically, that should be a win. Yeah, Monday Night Football, second week of the season. I think that kind of works quite nice because obviously as much as they are, you know, on the road in Brazil, you do get like a 10-day layoff between weeks 1 and 2. So they kind of get a mini bye there. So as much as you can see the glaring issue here, which is a bye in week 5 in an 18-week season, which is absolutely catastrophic. And we're going to get to that in a bit, obviously. But the main takeaway is that, look, while that's there, you are probably going to have some little layoffs. There's another one you can see there between week 11 and 12. Obviously, you get 2 primetime games. You get a week and a half of rest there. And it's not that bad. Like, it could be a lot worse. I'm not the one playing the games, so probably I'm a bit skewed on that. But here's what it is. So week 2, Monday night, Kirk Cousins at home. Can't complain with that. From there, they go to New Orleans to play in the newly renamed, whatever the hell it's called, Superdome. That will be week 3, normal 6 o'clock game or 1 p.m. for those in America, obviously. And can't be mad at that at all. You know, I mean, it'll be a good test again. I'm not too scared about the Saints, to be honest with you. I don't think any of these three teams, or even the first four, are that scary. It's quite a nice opening half of the schedule. I mean, overall, looking at it, it's not that bad. So yeah, they got on the road in back-to-back weeks. They play the Saints in week 3. Then it's over to the Bucks in week 4. Again, Raymond James Stadium playing host to the Philadelphia Eagles. We know this has become a bit of a thing now where Tampa Bay appears to view Philadelphia as their Super Bowl. I don't know where that's come from. I don't know why it's such a thing. But for some reason, the Bucks and the Eagles, well, it's a very one-sided rivalry. The Bucks just aren't, great fans of the Eagles, and Eagles fans are like, okay, big whoop. But yeah, I'm sure that's going to be a comfy affair. Week 5 bye. We have to go to the comments for this one already because the bye week in week 5 is absolutely horrible. Again, 17 game season. The leaks were right. Yeah, that hurts, man. A bye week in week 5 in an 18-week season is just vicious. It's absolutely vicious. I think the only positive to take, like I said, is you do get a 10-day layoff in week 11 between the primetime games. There aren't that many primetime games on that note. I thought there'd be a few more, but there aren't that many. You've got a nice stretch there in December of back-to-back home games, so that obviously takes out some of the travel. You have back-to-back home games to end the season, so that's going to help. And even there, after the back-to-back home games, they only go briefly up the road to face Washington. So it's not like they're going to be in a ton of travel in disarray. Even the Baltimore one, you can argue before that, isn't that far away from them. So it could be worse. The toughest stretch for me is going to be week 9. We'll get to all that in a minute. I've got to stop. We've got to go week by week. But a week 5 bye, out of context, is just horrible. They're going to have to play, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 13 games without a bye. That's tough. That's really, really tough. And I think that obviously there's nothing they can do. They can't really move it around or reschedule it, but it sucks. And the depth of that team is going to be tested. Like if you hit week 11, week 12, and you start, dropping guys with injury, that's where really, I hate to say it, but guys in that secondary, like a Cooper DeJean, like a Quinion Mitchell, might get their real opportunities if someone like Slay, not that he's injury prone per se, but or if one of the wideouts or particularly an offensive or defensive lineman, if one of those guys go down, you're going to need to lean on him. You need those depth guys there. And it's absolutely critical that conditioning is a must. Like the Eagles have gone into this offseason very, really rightly so, with a heavier emphasis on practicing. Like they didn't have voluntary workouts last year. I think they skipped that entire phase for the last 2 and have brought it back because of what happened this past season, where obviously they endured a monumental collapse. So I get it from that standpoint. Nobody could have foreseen the week 5 bye. I wouldn't be too shocked if the Eagles go lighter in training camp if they can, or maybe lighter in OTAs. Just try and keep things down because, look, as much as you want guys prepared and you don't want complacency to step in, I think that largely comes from what you do day to day during the season and the tone that's set from the coaching staff. Like the veterans don't need training camp. They're fine. Like it's just a tune-up for them. Same with preseason. You don't need to be putting starters out in preseason. Get them as far away from that field as possible. It's nice that they've reduced the preseason, but realistically, they need to just roll out everyone. Roll out Tanner McKee for 3 quarters. I do not care. I do not want to see Jalen Hurts anywhere near that field in preseason. I do not want to see AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, the offensive. I don't want to see Saquon near that field in preseason. I just want the backups. I want the undrafted free agents. I want people signed off the street. I don't care. Just get anyone that isn't on that team on that field, because that is a dismal spot to have a bye week. You saw last season the week 11 bye week was still too early for us. They had to nerf the Eagles. No primetime Cowboys games either. Also a thing. Also, yeah, that is very worrying. I feel like there's been a primetime Cowboys game every year for the last 5 or 6. I heard Liam's going to start streaming Zelda. I will at some point. Like I said, I've been on this little project on the side, and that's kind of been taking up all my time in the evenings at the minute. As soon as that's out the way, I'm sure I'll be back on Twitch. But I kind of got to finish this before. I think I've got till the end of May to finish it. So I should get it done in a week or 2. But I will start Baby in the minute again, I promise. So I'm not going too far. It was very, very apt that it finished as we finished the game, and then I took this thing on to do. So yeah, no, he's no. No, we're coming back. We're coming back. Don't you worry. It's just another return. It wouldn't be me streaming without random breaks for no reason, right? Like, I'll be back. We'll be fine. Retro Drenko's still going to be kicking about and as chaotic as ever and pissing off the neighbours upstairs. We'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, coming off the bye then, weirdly enough, it's almost, am I wrong or is that a 2-week bye? Is there something I'm missing there? So, oh, no, it's not. I'm just being an idiot. So, no, okay. No, that's how bye weeks work. It's 1 a.m. Ignore me. Stu, what's up, my friend? Nice to see you, man. I hate the week 5 bye at the same time. I love the week 4 revenge game. Yeah, it's a good spot going into the bye. Like, I'm sure that the last thing you want ahead of a bye week is a complacency one or a tricky loss. Like, there is so much incentive to win that game in particular after what happened in the playoffs that if they can go 4-0, like, because they should beat the Packers, they should beat the Falcons, they should really beat the Saints. If they can beat the Bucks in a revenge game and go into that bye week 4-0, knowing they've got the Browns and the Giants coming up, like, it's a good spot for them to be in. And yeah, I think that's going to be a really fun thing for them to do. So yeah, all about that. The bye itself's a mess, but coming off that, obviously week off, then they go back to Sunday. So it's not like, I swear there've been byes in the past where they've had a bye and then they're on like Thursday night football the next week. So they don't even really get a full bye. Whereas this time, at least they do get the full week. So, and it's at home, so they don't have to travel. So it's kind of like, it's not an extended bye, but it's as good as you can get given the horrible circumstance they've got. Like if any cloud's got a silver lining, they're at home on a Sunday against the Browns. Like you can't ask for a much better spot to have a bye week than that in terms of, look, it's a horrible hand you've been dealt, but look, it's not the end of the world. So from there, they'll travel to New York to take on the Giants. There's no reason they shouldn't be 7-0 by that point, but you've got the Bengals in week 8. That's the first real test. If I'm honest, there's only one of 3 or 4 real tests on that schedule. The Bengals, they should beat. It's a second primetime game or third primetime game if you take out the the Brazilian one. But I don't even think that's primetime. I think it's just because it's in Brazil, or am I wrong? Anyway, Bengals on the road. Going to be a tricky game. Wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals are riddled with injuries at that point because they always seem to be. So that's something worth keeping an eye on. But yeah, that's going to be a hard game. That's probably going to be their first real like playoff level test of the season. One that I'd like to think they'll win. You know, if you go back to last year and you look at how they handled the Chiefs, if you look at how they handled that, horrible gauntlet, so-called, back in 2023, they did really well. It was the rest of the season that was a mess after it, but the gauntlet itself was taken care of pretty snugly. I wouldn't expect anything less here, but that's going to be a real Showtime matchup. Amazing it's only a 9 p.m. I don't know what the Sunday night game is that week, but very confused it's not a primetime one because that just feels like a good matchup. But then they get the Jags in Sunday Night Football. Okay. Week 9, they get the Jags. That feels like a trap game. Like, whether it's just... I don't know. I feel like no one's ever really fully like in or out on the Jags. Like they could be a Super Bowl team one week and rebuilding the franchise the next. Like you never really know what kind of team you're going to get. Like Trevor Lawrence has been good, not great. He's been about as average for a first overall pick as you could possibly imagine. He's not come out the gate swinging, like some of the first overall picks back in the day. But I think that's just the nature of first round quarterbacks. There were 72 taken in the first round this year. But yeah, I'm not overly scared of the Jags at home under primetime lights. I think that'll be fine. You don't face the Dallas Cowboys until week 10. It's only the second NFC East matchup, of the year. 9:25 game on the road in Jerry World. That's always, I don't want to say always a loss, but it's very difficult for the Eagles to win in Texas. Like, I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure the last time they won in Texas was like 2015 or 2017. Like they just don't. Let me Google it because they don't win there very much at all. History. Give me a sec. I just want to verify. I don't want to be I'm probably forgetting an obvious one, but Philadelphia at Dallas L, 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 at Dallas L. 2017. They won 37-9. So been a long time. Going into Jerry World and winning is not an easy task. So they've got to really try and take care of that. That's not exactly going to be in their favour. And it could be that first little stumble, because if I'm honest, I posted this on Twitter earlier. I know this isn't a betting stream. You can bet on a few NFL futures at the minute. The one I genuinely would go to right now is the Eagles to win the NFC East and the Commanders to finish second. I think for me, that's probably the safest. I think it's like 9-1 or like plus 925, whatever odds format you use. To me, that just feels like easy money. Like, I don't think the Cowboys are good enough to get second in this division. I think the Commanders are building in the right direction. There's some question marks, obviously, at some key areas, but like there's progress as well. Yeah, and there's a lot of young talent on that team. Dallas has lost every big name imaginable that was once a key component to that team. The offensive line has just been dissipated. Tony Pollard's gone. The receiving corp has been depleted. So there isn't a lot of optimism really outside of Micah. And I'm not really going to hang my hat on one person changing that franchise around. So while the Eagles are going to win the division, that might be the game they lose just because it is in Jerry World and they don't really do it that well. Isa makes a brilliant point if they might do it this year because of Kellen Moore, who obviously spent his most recent tenure with the Los Angeles Chargers. Before that, spent time with the Dallas Cowboys and really made his pay dirt there at the NFL level as a coordinator. So if anyone knows the wrinkles of that system and the players and how they're likely going to be used, it's going to be someone that was behind enemy lines just a couple of years ago. So really do like that. That might well play a factor. I'm more optimistic about that game than I have been in recent years. But at the same time, I'm also happy to go, do you know what? At this point, there's a good chance they're 8-1, 9-0, 7-2, somewhere in that sort of region. I don't mind dropping one here. Like, they can have it. The Cowboys are going to be 2-7. Doesn't bother me. How about having more UK timely games? I'm very excited. I saw earlier that there was going to be like 7 or 8 primetime games, and I was genuinely like squinting like that. I couldn't quite comprehend it. Because last year was rough. There was like nothing but primetime games last year. So now you've only got 3. I can breathe. I can have a Sunday evening where I sit down with a pizza and watch the game with a beer. That's all I need, right? 1 a.m. the takeaways are shut on a Sunday. I can't get a Domino's delivered at 1 a.m. on a Sunday night. I can't do that on a Monday night at 1:20 in the morning. What are we talking about here? So to me, just having the luxury of, Sunday evening, relax, watch the Eagles, recap the game, and then go out and watch Waiting All Day for Sunday night, get that on at 1 in the morning, fall asleep. That is peak life right there. I can't wait for it. No Sunday night Eagles Cowboys game. Someone had a bad sauce. I wonder who. Wonder who. Little G's in as well. Nice to see you, my friend. I'm a big fan of the Eagles. 2024 season will be better. I'm going to be an uncle. Congrats, man. That's really exciting. Good for you. Hope you're going to be raising him as a Birds fan. You know, he's going to need Uncle Griffith there to get him on the right path, get him in a midnight green jersey super quick, man. Love that for you. Congrats. I hope you're really excited about it. So we've done the Cowboys game. Washington at home on a Thursday night. There's something about the Eagles on a Thursday night that just doesn't sit well with me. And I don't know what. What is that? Can I see what their record is? Eagles Thursday night record. There must be a record of just Thursday night. Oh, they're 19-7. What am I talking about? I'm talking out my ass. I'm really talking out my ass. Unless it's like a recent drop. Let's have a look. Where are we to? 2022. So they beat Houston. Oh, they lost to the Bucs in 2021. No, they've been fine. I don't know why I'm fretting. That's silly. I think I'm thinking of that horrible Carolina Panthers game. What was it, like 2018 maybe? Do you remember that Panthers game? Took years off my life, that did. Unnecessarily. No reason for it whatsoever. But yeah, so Commanders at home. It depends how Washington season's going at that point. Like, I'm not sure what their schedule looks like. Do I want to have a look? Yeah. Let me have a look. I kind of want to take a look and see what they're doing. Because I think they're going to be dark horses this year. Something tells me they're going to be little menaces. And I don't know what it is. All right, so there you go. Bucks, Giants, Bengals. Probably going to be 1-2 or 0-3, never mind. Cardinals win, Browns win, Ravens, Panthers, Bears, Giants, Steelers, Eagles, Cowboys, Titans. But they have a well late bye. They've got the opposite problem. Saints, Eagles, Falcons. All right, so they could be like, I don't know, 8 and 9, maybe. Maybe 8 and 9, maybe 9 and 8. I don't know. Oh, you don't see it. Sorry. I mean, that's fine. It was mainly just trying to see what it was like to compare. But okay, so by that point, I said, let me do it again. Hang on, and I will get it on the screen this time. Bear with me just a sec. Commanders. Share this tab instead. All right, so here's the Commander schedule. So the Eagles face them in week 11. They've not numbered these, which is really bad. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so by then, yeah, they could be dead. I take it back. They could be dead. They could be dead. Okay, never mind. So do put it on screen. Nice to see you, Duck. I'm glad you made a stream. I've missed you. Glad to see you back in the chat, my friend. Let me mute that beeping noise. It's really pissing me off. Excuse me. Hang on. Cool. Right. Oh, zoomed in Jalen. Right. So, yeah, Commanders Thursday night could be a trap game. They should be fine. Then they go on the road. And this is what I'm saying because of that layoff. Like, yes, they've got the bye there, but you get a 10-day layoff between week 11 and 12, which is almost a mini bye. So, again, not really the end of the world there. Like, sure, it's not exactly how we drew it up, but at the same time, you are getting some kind of rest out of it. So, yeah, that's all good. I just need to quickly check my phone and see if Brian's doing the article and when that's going up. Who wanted me here? I can't see. Sorry, I was checking for work, making sure it's all going up and sorted. It should be fine. Cool. Nice. I'll just say thank you for that. Look at that. Look, teamwork. What a man Brian is. That should be on the way. Just double check it. It's dropping soon. I'll link it in the chat so they can read it too. Lovely. There you go. Sorry for that. I promise I wasn't being rude. I was trying to make sure the schedule was all sorted and taken care of. Yeah, Rams week 12. Don't know how I feel about it. It's all right, I suppose. Like, again, I don't think we can look at the Rams the same way as... Like, they're just constantly ever changing. Like, there was a brief period where they were a poverty franchise again, and no one really knew what to expect. And it was McVay's lost it, and Stafford's washed, and Cooper Kupp's injured, and they don't know what they're doing. And then they found this little random gem in the middle of nowhere at wide receiver who became Cooper Kupp the second. Then they get Cooper Kupp back, and then they start doing all right. So I don't know. I think the Rams could also be a wild card this season. Again, didn't have a bad off-season from what I remember. Like, draft-wise, had some pretty nice prospects in there. So could be a problem. It's on the road as well. Wouldn't be surprised at a loss, but at the same time, it probably should be a win. Baltimore week 13. Again, it's the only other real playoff test on this entire schedule. If you take the NFC East out of it and debate that maybe Dallas or Washington are going to get the other wildcard spot, the only real playoff test is going to come from Baltimore or Cincinnati. The Jags aren't doing anything. The Steelers aren't doing anything. The Panthers aren't doing anything. The Browns aren't doing anything. The Bucks might get into the first round, and the Saints aren't. So you're looking at these are the must-win games, like to tune yourself up for that run into December. You know, the snow starts falling, the field starts getting colder. Being able to hold your own against a team like Baltimore is going to count for a lot. Like Lamar Jackson, obviously now one of the best quarterbacks of the past decade, you could argue, in the fact that the accolades he's collected, for some reason, can never quite get it together in the postseason, which is a real shame, because I think when you watch Baltimore and what I guess they've overcome injury-wise and lack of talent-wise, and been able to actually surround Jackson with players that can help, they've been pretty good. So I part of me wants to see Baltimore do well, just not against the Eagles. And I'd like to think on the road the Eagles can hang. I don't know how I feel about a win, man. That defense last year was absolutely incredible. We'll see. We'll see. I think that really could be a coin flip by that point of the season. Very, very interesting. That, for me, that's the must-watch game. That's like football cinema. You get a clash of titans in two of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in the league. Star-studded defense in Baltimore, one that encompasses all that football should be, really. And on offense, the Eagles are an all-star cast in this fire meets ice matchup. Like that's brilliant. I can't wait for that. Then they go from there, potentially licking their wounds against Carolina, who are probably licking their own paws just because they're bored and they've got nothing else to do. They'll be 2 wins deep at that point. Should be a win. Don't worry about it. Week 15, Steelers home. For some reason, the Steelers always give the Eagles a bit of jip. I don't really know why. Again, it's just a local thing, and the defense is quite good. Obviously, a big change this past offseason. It's going to be interesting to see how they fare in that matchup. But something tells me that they'll be fine. Something tells me they'll be fine. Hang on, I'm just trying to sort the work stuff a minute. Yeah, just Brian's on the schedule reveal, so I'm just making sure we get that all up sorted. Duck says in the chat, I see us losing 3 or 4 total. Bengals, Ravens, Cowboys away, and maybe the Browns, maybe the Rams. I think I'm in the same sort of boat. Yeah, I'll get to the end of the schedule and I'll do my predictions. Isaac says Lamar is Joel Embiid. Yeah, hard not to agree with that take, isn't it? Hard not to agree. I only see us losing 3 the most at home. Yeah. It's a nice schedule compared to last year. Washington on the road in week 16. You end the season with 3 consecutive NFC East clashes. So the division could well be decided by then. I've not seen the Cowboys schedule yet. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. That's not allergy season. We're back, baby. Yeah, to end with 3 consecutive runs. Let me see what the Cowboys schedule is looking like, because that could also dictate. Wow, Twitter's really zoomed in there. Oh, excuse me. Cowboys. I have missed the little the schedule releases are like the videos. They're pretty cool. So the Cowboys start with they got the is it the same? Oh, whoa! That's a much tougher schedule. Browns, Saints, Ravens could be 1 and 2. Giants, Steelers, Lions, bye. Niners, Falcons, Eagles, Texans, Bengals, Bucks. Yeah, they're screwed. They're absolutely screwed. If you're counting just losses or games that could be losses, you've got maybe 1 or 2, definitely 1, probably 2, probably 3, probably 4, probably 5, probably 6 with the Eagles at home. Yeah, I don't know. That could be rough. That could be some tough sledding. So, as much as the schedule could be decided in these final few weeks, you look at the Cowboys' final few weeks. Bucks, Eagles, Commanders. The Commanders could be competing for the NFC title or like for second place. And if they are, obviously that could be a wild card spot for the playoffs. The Cowboys aren't going to be able to rest players. So you've got the Bucks, who are likely going to be a playoff team. The Eagles are going to be a playoff team. The Commanders will be vying for it. They're going to have to play week 8. They're probably going to have to play week 18. That's the solace they can take from this schedule. So I'm not overly worried about that. There you go. So 5 to 7 losses, yeah. That is horrific. That's a really bad. Like, in comparison to the Cowboys, the Eagles have got what? Like, I would rather have this schedule on a week 5 bye than whatever the hell Dallas are going to go through in 2024, because that is terrifying. Allergy season is up. Love to see it. Hope you're doing well, man. Oh, my nose is really going now. Oh, this ain't good. And then, yeah, so you get Washington, December 22nd. No Christmas Day game, by the way. No Christmas Day game. I consider that a monumental dub. And no New Year's game. Thank fuck. Excuse me. I can have Christmas. I can have New Year's off. I haven't had that in like 3 years. I can have Christmas Day without having to cover the Eagles. And not that it's a bad thing. I know I'm very lucky to do it. But sometimes on Christmas Day, I don't want us to be turning on football. Mum's like watching Christmas TV. I'm like, no, Toy Story's got to go off now, Mum. I've got to cover the Eagles. It doesn't go down too well. So Christmas Day, we're locked in. New Year's Day, I'll be there. And then we see, I guess that'll be what, January 3rd, January 4th-ish for the Giants one. No Boxing Day game. Yeah, no, I get a whole week of Christmas off. That is, I don't think I've genuinely had a week of Christmas off in like 4 or 5 years, maybe. And I'm not even being sarcastic. Like, there's always one, whether it's like, and the worst thing is, my girlfriend's birthday is New Year's Eve. So the Eagles played New Year's Eve last year, and I think I was able to get away with it. I'm pretty sure Brian or Mike might have taken the game for that one because they're at the game. So I didn't have to cover it. But yeah, the past couple before that, can you coming over? And I'm like, might be. I'll be there probably. Yeah, so I get a full week of Christmas off, which is nice. But there is something nice about watching the Eagles over Christmas. So we get a little present before. I would have liked a Christmas Eve game if that was an option instead. But then again, imagine you get injured Christmas Day or New Year's Eve. You'd be gutted. Like, yeah, they avoid all that. Those final few games for the Eagles are all right. I don't see too much drama there. The Steelers might give them a rough up. That's probably a tune-up game or a potential trap, but I just don't see much in the Steelers. Like, Russell Wilson has just gone there and everyone's gone, okay, have fun. Yeah, bye. Like, and no one seems that arsed. So I don't think we need to be overly concerned with that. Commanders, again, should be competing. They might prove to be difficult. We've seen it before. The Commanders can just sometimes just be a real pain in the ass and a thorn in the side without any real reason. They're not that great. Sam Howell can go out there. Obviously, I know it's different now, but he could go out there and just look like, prime Randall Cunningham for half an hour for no reason whatsoever. And it just happens. I can't explain it. But I'd like to think that game will be different. Cowboys at home, week 17 is probably going to end up being a must-win scenario for him. Whether it's deciding the NFC East, whether it just goes down to seeding, stuff like that, it's probably going to be a must-win. It's a tough week 17 game, but it is at home. A little bit of a later kickoff as well. And then they can end the season against the lowly Giants with literally no one on their team. There is not a single sole person on that team, I fear, at this stage, which means they're going to lose. The Eagles are going to lose in week 18. Nah, I'm messing with you. All right, we'll do some predictions then before we go. Obviously, a slightly shorter stream just because I'll answer any questions and stuff before we go. Cowboys have a whole new front of coaching staff. It might be about... It depends. It normally goes one of two ways. You either get what we call in England a new manager bounce, where you get new coaching staff in and the players really rally around them. Typically, it works better during the season. Like if a coach gets fired during the season and then everyone comes together. But a lot of the time you see like a new coach comes in and just the presence of someone else being there like changes the aura of the room. Like it's a more pleasant place to be because there's no like external pressure as such from it now. Like they kind of see this impending doom if the season's going downhill, and instead you get this new era. So if you can get people bought in, they'll be all right. But I'm weirdly optimistic on the Commanders. I think they might have a pretty good year, to be honest. But yeah, that's it. You get a new manager back. Sometimes it goes really tits up. Sometimes it really doesn't take off. And other times it ends up in the middle. I can be said the same for anything. But if the aura changes and you get from a terrible season or one where they grossly underperformed and you get someone in that can just lift that spirit and go, no, new era, new players, we're doing it our way. This is it now, buy in. Sometimes, yeah, Brian Daboll had he looked pretty good for a little while there, didn't they? So it happens. In the NFL, I think it's quite common as well, just because the seasons are so short. It might not last. The team might go 3-0, 4-0, and the wheels fall off. But you see a lot of new coaches, I think, come in, get those early wins, and then it's when they hit adversity that they start to struggle. We kind of see it with like Nick Sirianni, I think, to a point when he first came in. There was a lot of optimism with him, had a little wobble, and then season 2 comes in and he's fine. You see it again with like young coordinators and stuff as well, but the opposite is then a team like Chicago can just. I mean, Matt Nagy is a good example. I know I'm rambling, but Matt Nagy when he first came in, that bounce was big. So we'll see. But we'll do some predictions. So I think the Eagles realistically week 1 win, no dramas there. Week 2 Kirk Cousins primetime win. Week 3, it should be a win. It should be a win. We're going to go 3-0. Bucks win 4-0 going into the bye. Browns. It all depends, doesn't it? Really, I think a lot rests on this offseason now for the Browns. They showed promise. I think they've shed the skin of the Deshaun Watson scandal. They've been able to find an actual identity and kind of rally some kind of just away from the spotlight of it all and begin building something. So, I mean, like, it could be off a bye. You got the Giants coming up. I don't want to be like too much of a homer, so I'm going to go 4-1. And it'll be like a 3-point loss, and it'll be a dodgy field goal and a dodgy PI call or something like that. Week 7 will be a win. Week 8 will be a win because then they get motivated back up after that. They go into Cincinnati to make a point to prove they can hang with playoff contenders, and they go back to 7-1. The Jags at home Sunday Night Football, 8-1. 8-2 into Dallas because, again, I just think that they've not done it since 2017. I don't know why it's so difficult to win in Jerry World. As much as I don't like the Cowboys, there's not really much to be optimistic about on the team itself. The environment, for whatever reason, maybe whether it's the travel, for a team that bases divisions on location, having an NFC East and a team in Texas is a pain in the ass, but that is neither here nor there. Yeah, they'll be 8-2. 9-2 against the Commanders, 9-3 against the Rams. I feel like primetime Rams. The Rams could be moving there. Yeah, I'm gonna go 9-3. 9-3 with the Rams. I don't want to say they lose to Baltimore. I'll take it back. They'll beat the Rams and they'll lose to the Ravens. That makes it what, 10-5 or 10-4? 10-4. They'll beat the Panthers 10-5, beat the Steelers 11-4, 12-4. Have I missed games there? What have I done here? No, 17, 12. Well, they'll be 12-4. Then they'll beat the Commanders. No, I have a shot. 11-4. Beat the Commanders. Trap game. 11-5. Beat the Cowboys. Beat the Giants to be 13 how many games? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, 13-5. 13-5. I think that's a good shout, right? That's a good season. I'll go through. I'm going to write that down just so I know. 13-5. Got it in the chat pin, just ready to go. Have we got it? Just trying to see if this article's gone up yet, so we can post it in the chat. Not yet. So they'll beat the Packers. They'll beat the Falcons. They'll beat the Saints. Beat the Bucks. Lose to the Browns. Beat the Giants. Beat the Bengals. I don't know. I'm just counting. I think 13-5. I think 13-5 is a good prediction to start. And I write an article tomorrow based on it a bit more, and we'll dive deeper into each matchup, records, their schedules, historical stuff. That'll be quite a fun piece to do for tomorrow. 13-5. The winners lost. I was wrong. 13-5 makes 18 games. Okay. Yeah. So that is. Oh no, the bye doesn't count, does it? Sorry. So it'll be 13-4. Yeah. Yeah. No, 13-5 because the bye is a monumental L. Swindled my way out of it. There you go. How do you feel about that? 13-4. We'll go 13-4. That's not a problem. I'll be very. I think I will say anything less than 10 wins with a roster this good and a schedule that bad. Like, not that it's bad, but like a schedule where it's like, it should be realistically, if you're being a homer, it's win, win, win in the first 3, win in the first 4, win the first 5, really win the first 7, maybe lose 8, win 9, maybe lose 10, win 11, 12, maybe lose 13, win the rest. Like, if you want to get real homer about it, they drop 3 games. There's no reason this team should be anywhere. They shouldn't be sniffing 10 wins. They should be like 12, 13, 14 very, very comfortably. So we'll see how that pans out. Greg's in the chat. Nice to see you, my friend. He says 12-6. That's a very measured take. I like that from you. We'll go 12-5 or 13-5. See, I did the same thing with the bye week. It's very, very confusing. But I think that's just about everything in terms of the schedule. Any last questions or closing comments from you guys that you want to go over or ask me about? Obviously, I'm sorry I wasn't here Monday. Again, 4-2 in the division. So I'm guessing the 2 losses are, I'd say, 1 Dallas, 1 Washington? I love how I just assume the Giants are swept every year. It's so good. It's the best bit about being an Eagles fan, is that the Giants are a mess every year. Duck says 12-5. I think 12, 13 wins. Yeah. Realistically, unless they come out the gates really softly against the Packers and then they struggle against, like they should be fine. Like, there's no reason they should be in any kind of trouble here. The Bucks might be. I just can't see it. The team's too good. The team is way too good on paper to be worried about anything that this schedule has to offer. So, yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it. Obviously, we've gone over every team and a little prediction. I think Brian and the guys tomorrow are going to do an emergency stream. So Thursday night around 8 p.m. Just to sort of do what I've done, but obviously in their tone with their voice and their predictions. So that should be a bit of fun if you guys want to go over the NFL schedule again and what the Eagles have on their slate for 2024. I should be back on Friday evening for a little bit of fun. I will do that Will Shipley thing, I promise. I was just knackered Monday. That was my bad. I apologize. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out. The schedule's out. We're one step closer to football. We've got OTAs on the horizon. Buzzing like a kangaroo on acid, I tell you. I cannot wait to see these new Eagles lining up in their practice jerseys. I want to see the red quarterback jerseys. I want to know quarterback stats from OTAs like the sick man that I am. I cannot wait to dive in and bring that content for you guys. So enjoy the rest of your evening, folks. Thank you for hanging out with us. If you could leave a like on the stream on your way out, that would be absolutely stupendous. I'll quickly answer Doug's question before I go. What the Packers going to do since they can't wear green? Are they doing white? Are they not doing their white jersey with yellow pants? I think. Is it white jersey, yellow pants? That's what I would assume. It's his birthday tomorrow. Oh, happy birthday for tomorrow, man. What? Your birthday is in Thursday or your birthday is in Friday? I'm guessing Thursday because it'll be 8 p.m. for you. So what we'll do, everyone, I want birthday cake emojis if you're on your phone in the chat. If not, just send your best wishes to Isaac right now or you're banned forever. And I will sing happy birthday to really make you cringe out as a good present. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Isaac. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip hooray. There you go. That was Sky for life, but that's for free, that one. You're more than welcome. It's not quite as bad as Clayton Dawson. There you go, man. I hope you have a lovely day. Yeah, best wishes to you. Hope you take care of yourself. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Awesome stuff, man. Love that from the boy. Look at that. Wholesome community vibes there. And no one's banned for life because they're all wishing him happy birthday. That's what we like to see. And that's on YouTube forever. Best gift I could have. That's what I'm here for, mate. Well, Isaac, you have yourself a lovely day tomorrow. Have a beer if you're so inclined. If not, play some Xbox. If not, do whatever. What are you doing for your birthday? I should just ask. What are you doing for your birthday? We got anything nice planned for it? I think I get really bored with my birthdays now. Like my best birthday, the last couple, like so the one last year, played a golf. My birthday was on the Sunday, and on the Saturday I played a golf competition and won it. On the Sunday, went to the driving range, had some food, come back, family were there, opened my presents, and we just watched wrestling for 6 hours. I just sat and put on my favorite wrestling matches. We had like Wrestle Kingdom last year, like some of the AEW Revolution stuff, CM Punk and MJF, like, and just had loads of pizza. It was lovely. Like I didn't care. I was just having people around me watching something that I loved. I was like, I'm nearly 30 now. I'm past the whole boogieing around stage, having a bit of a party, just being lame, having people around and watching wrestling. I was happy with that. Laser tag, I'll take it back. I'll come in laser tag. Take all of that back. My best birthday is doing laser tag with Isaac. That sounds brilliant. And get some AirPods. I tell you what, mate, I will say they change your life. AirPods, best thing I've ever bought. 100%. Like it sounds weird. Like when they first came out, they were like quite memed, weren't they? I was, oh, what the hell? There's no wires, so you look well stupid with AirPods in. And then you realise how convenient it is just to put it in, make a little bang, just press play, done. And if someone hits you on your shoulder and you're in the street and you go, what? You can take the AirPod out and just go, huh? Love them. I hit a PlayStation 5 with a cold beer and call it a day. Are we 52 soon? Well, I'll sing you happy birthday, Kamal, on your 52nd birthday, like I just had for Isaac here, and he still hits a PlayStation and a cold beer. That's the dream. You're living the dream life, my friend. And how long is it till you're 52? You have to let us know in the chat, and I'll give you a happy birthday rendition just before then. But yeah, it sounds like a great day to me. Need some new ones. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're getting some new ones because, dude, as soon as I like lose my AirPods all the time. As soon as I'm without them, I feel like I feel naked. Like if they're not in my pocket, I feel genuinely like insecure. I'm like, oh god, I can't listen to music. Like really annoying. So yeah, glad you're getting some back. Have fun at laser tag. Go fuck some people up. Excuse my French. Part of the fun. We're after the watershed. Yeah. And on that note. After Will and Isaac on in laser tag, give him a little Kobe motivational speech before he goes in. I will see you all soon. Enjoy your birthday, Isaac. Thanks for hanging out to everyone else. If you could leave a like on your way out, that'd be tremendous. I'll see you soon. Take care. Go Birds. Football's on the way back.